Hello students, a very warm welcome to you once again. In our today's session, we will be looking at the fourth question. And as we all see, in the first part, we had five compulsory questions. And when we look at question number two, question number three, and question number four, if you are selecting any one question from your section B, over here you will have to select any two questions, and it is vice versa. So it depends on what kind of a choice do you have. Do you want to just go with one question or two question? So let's just try to solve all the questions that we are having in the UPSC mains 2024 sociology paper. Let's just get started. The first question is asking about what do you understand by mixed methods? Discuss its strengths and limitation in our social research. So it's a very interesting question. It is talking about mixed methods. Define the concept of gig economy. Critically assess the impact of technological advancement and automation and the nature of work and employment. So we will be looking at the first question in our today's class. What do you understand by mixed method, and discuss its strengths and limitation in social research? Verily, if you look, this question has been taken from our unit 3, which is research method and analysis. In that you are having three parts. It's not separately asking about a quantitative method, neither it is talking about a qualitative method, but rather it is talking about a mix of both of them. So I would consider that this is from the first part that we are having, quantitative and qualitative methods of conducting a research. So this question has been taken from research method and analysis, the first part quantitative and qualitative, and as usual we will be dividing our answer into three parts. So first of all you will be having the word introduction, then you will be having the body part, and then you will be having the conclusion. So irrespective of the conclusion, we'll talk it in the last. Let's just get started with the introduction. So the examiner wants to ask what is the meaning of the word mixed methods. As we see, whenever there is a sociologist and a task has been given to them, how do you want to conduct a research? He will have to make sure clearly they highlight whether it is a quantitative method or whether it is a qualitative method. But this question is trying to club both of these paths. The word mixed methods means whenever a researcher is trying to conduct a research in which the quantitative methods are also there, qualitative methods is also being mentioned, such a phenomena will be referred to be as mixed methods. And the question comes, why such an approach is required? If you look at the human behavior, it fluctuates. It's not static. As we see, the human behavior is considered to be as a complex phenomena, and there are so many different diverse values which are there. Different types of social structures are present, cultural elements or aspects are present. So we regard human behavior as complex in itself. So basically this complexity, it includes different forms of social, just a second. This includes different forms of social structure. It includes diverse dense value systems which are present. It is including different aspects of cultural elements that we are having, etc. So due to which just having a quantitative or a qualitative method will not be appropriate. So what you will be writing in the introduction is you will be defining what is the meaning of the word mixed method. It's a cluster of quantitative and qualitative. And why do we need such cluster? Because human behavior is complex. To define that complexity, there are so many different structures, value system, cultural elements that are present. So you will be writing an introduction for 3 to 4 liner. And then let's come to the main body part. And as you see, what are they talking about? They are asking, discuss its strengths and limitation. So basically, if you're using this quantitative or qualitative method, they want to know how that it is beneficial or what are the things that are going to be well captured. So if you look, so you will be putting a clear subheading in which you will be telling that what are the strengths which are present. So for example, we need a mixture of both of these methods for a better comprehensive understanding. So I will just write it down. We require this method for a better comprehensive understanding of society. That could be one. Another, why do you think it is required? Because for any research, the role of or the strength of reliability and validity is very important. And if you're using these two methods together, your research is going to be considered as reliable. And why it is reliable? Because you are trying to come to a conclusion on quantitative and qualitative method. So mostly as we see, any research which tends to have a better reliability also tends to have a better form of validity as well. And another strength that we get to see is the quantitative research will able to have good number of statistics. And if we look at the qualitative method, we will be able to have a more in-depth form of explorations of societies. So in-depth exploration will also be present, and moreover the kind of data that you are going to collect, the data that you will be collecting from the mixed methods, it is going to be a large volume of data. So as we consider data is the oil of 21st century, the more amount of diverse dense data is present, we can also use these data for number of future researchers as well. Some another researcher might come and use this data in the form of secondary sources. So what are the strengths that we get to see? We are having the strength of comprehensive understanding, better higher reliability and validity. Quantitative methods are going to give you more statistical representation, better generalization. The qualitative method will let you have more in-depth exploration, interpretation aspect will get more established, and the large volume of data which are collected, different sources are being used. It can be used for some further analysis. It can be used for secondary sources for some other researcher as well. But now here the question is also asking about what are the different forms of limitation. So you write the word, what are the weakness of mixed methods, or what are the limitations that can also be. And one major problem, let me just use, what can be another major issue that we are having is because of using mixed method, it is a very time taking phenomena, and it is also not considered to be as economical. So it is a non-economical thing. That is also one problem. Moreover, different mergers. If you are bringing the quantitative method and the qualitative methods together, this such a phenomena is more prone to number of different errors as well. So more different kinds of errors are also going to be established. Moreover, such a kind of methodological merger is considered to be as a risk factor. It is more prone to create more amount of complications, and a researcher might not always have a high amount of skill. So there will be a lack of researchers who can conduct such a kind. So there will be some skill dependency as well. Like for example, if you ask me, some researchers might be good with quantitative methods, some might be good with qualitative. So you are not going to find somebody who can handle both of them easily. So it's a dependency on higher skills. It's a complicated phenomena. Step is required. A methodological merger is going to create a lot of errors as well. It's time taking. It is non-economical. So here what you can do in the end, you can write a nice conclusion. So in the end, what you can say is such a well-rounded approach where quantitative method is also used, qualitative method is also used, we can able to understand a more different forms of complex issues as well. And if we are having such a research which is so holistically able to cover, it is good to have a more richness to the subject of sociology. So in this question, it's a 20 marker question. What have we done? We have tried to highlight the introduction part of it. We have tried to write the body part in which we are including the strengths, we are including the limitations, and we are also trying to write a balanced conclusion where a mixed method will help you to understand the complex issues. It adds to the richness of the subject. So coming to the second question uh, that we are having, let's look at. The question is asking, what do we understand by the word, yeah, what do we understand by the word gig economy? Define the concept of gig economy and discuss its impact on labor market and workers' social security, etc. Uh, Dear student, what is the meaning of the word gig economy? That we need to write in the introduction, discuss its impact on the labor market. So basically, it's a three-dimensional question. You need to talk about what is gig economy, you need to talk about what is the impact that it comes on the labor market, and how is it creating an impact on the social security, etc. So if you look from which part this question has been taken, it is coming from the sixth, economy and social life. So this question is not coming from capitalism. It's not talking about labor market society. This question is coming from economy and society, or you call as economy and social life. In that, there is a part C which speaks what is the condition of a labor in a particular economic system. So the part that you are having is labor and society. So the question is directly talking about what is the condition of a labor in a gig economy. So what you will be doing here is in the introduction, you will be trying to define what is the meaning of the word gig economy. If you look at this particular term, gig, so it's a kind of a short-term freelance contractual kind of an employment that is being created against the traditional full-time employment. For example, if you see a typical full-time employment or an employee, he works from 9 to 5. He gets up in the morning 8 o'clock. He goes to the office, come back, see the children at 6 o'clock. It's an 8-hour work culture. This is a traditional style. But what is happening in the gig economy? There is an employment which is created for a short span of time. Somebody is working in Swiggy for 1 year, 2 years, then they go to some other Uber, then they go for Rapido, then they go for Dunzo. So what is the meaning of gig economy? It is a kind of a short-term employment in which the person is working like a freelancer. And the term gig is usually associated to a temporary workforce that we are having. So please try to make the word gig, which is as a contrast against the traditional employments that we are having, somebody who works for years and years, etc. So once you have defined what is the concept of gig economy, now we need to see that the body of the question is going to have two parts. We are going to discuss the impact of labor market as the part A, and what is the impact that is being created on the social security as the part B. So in the A, if we see what the impact is having, that people tend to have a flexibility in their culture, flexibility work culture. It means I don't have to get up every day at the same time. Sometimes I feel like working for 12 hours. I will work for 12 hours. Sometimes I don't feel like working for 2 days. I will not work for 2 days itself. So I tend to have a flexibility in the work culture. Apart from this, there are more number of opportunities in employments that are being created. In a traditional style, it's very difficult to create an opportunity. But having in a gig economic system, we tend to have so many different kinds of opportunity. So, and this having an easy entry and exit process, having lots of opportunity, you are going to have a diverse form of workforce. What is the meaning of diverse workforce? In a traditional style, people are usually coming in the same segments. Like for example, I am in an office. I will work for those people who are 30 to 40 years in age. But here in this, I will have somebody who is a college graduate, 18-year-old, somebody who is retired, he's 60 years old, somebody might be an engineer, somebody might be an auto wala. So there is such a diverse workforce, men, women, higher educated, lower educated people, all of them are working together. So there will be a diversified workforce that will be created. Moreover, something unique that we get to see, there are some digital platforms which provides an opportunity for people to come and work together. So it's actually a digital platform which is giving me an opportunity that I logged in something on Rapido, you also logged in. It's a digital platform which is bringing the people together. Moreover, this gig economy, it's creating an entrepreneur independent workforce culture in India. It means nobody wants to say that we are working under someone. So it is bringing a startup kind of a cultural phenomena, independent workforce, entrepreneur phenomena, etc. But let's try to address what impact is being brought on the social security part. So if you look what impact is being created on the social security, the most biggest problem that we are having is there is a lack of job security. It means in the previous workforce, people tend to have pensions, maternity benefits, provident funds, health insurance, educational coverage. All these job securities are being compromised. This is the problem that is going through. Moreover, there is a lack of job security and there is an absence of social security. So all the benefits that I was counting, pension, provident fund, maternity, these social securities are going to be absent and there is a lack of job security. For example, the company will tell next month we are revising our policy and instead of paying 20% commission, you have to pay 30% commission. So such kind of changes in the company, it brings instability in the job security. So there is a lack of job security, absence of social security benefits. Moreover, uncertain incomes are there. Because I remember when Uber started in the early days, they used to had an employment where they are promising to pay 50,000 rupees. Some people have earned even 1 lakh rupees by working in Uber. Today, a driver is not able to earn more than 25,000 rupees. So this shows that uncertainty is present within the gig economy. Moreover, the people who are working in the economic system, they tend to have a collective bargainism. What is the meaning of this? That they all come together and then they tend to negotiate. So here in these gig systems, there is a lack of collective bargainism, means there is no scope for trade unions, etc. So you can say what are the impact which is coming on the labor market, flexibility in the work cultures. People are not working 20, 30 years. They are having so many different opportunities, diversified workforce, digital platforms are able to unite, entrepreneur culture is being brought. Moreover, there is a lack of job securities. People are not really sure till when they are going to work. Basic amenities are missing. The income is getting very unstable. Lack of trade unions are some of the issues that we get to see. And finally, what you can come and speak in the conclusion is we need to have some kind of a balanced approach. Why do we need a balanced approach? We need a work culture where flexibility is also present, but at the same time, we also need to bring some protection of all these lack of job security and social security. So therefore, the policy making is supposed to be designed in a holistic manner and it should try to be more inclusive. So conclusions can be written in multiple different ways. We are trying to write a simple conclusion, bring a balanced approach, try to have a growth which is sustainable, a holistic form of development is required. Let's try to go to the third question. Looking at the third question, that we are having. Critically assess the impact of technological advancement and automation on the nature of work and employment. So the question is basically, let's try to understand from which part of the syllabus it has been coming. This question is coming from uh, the sixth same unit that we are having, economy and social life, economy and work life, and it has been taken from the first part that we are having. Why? Because they are trying to ask how is the work in different eras. So they divide the syllabus into slave society, feudal society, industrial society, and here they are talking about the fourth industrial society, which talks about technological advancement and automation. They both are one and the same, and they're trying to ask the nature of work and employment. So critically assess. What you are going to do is, in the introduction, you will be providing a brief outline by trying to create a rephrasing. What is the meaning of rephrasing? You are trying to tell the same thing, whatever that has been told, and by highlighting the impact is pretty significant. The impact is pretty significant from the technological advancement plus automation that we are having. See, what I am trying to tell over here is, every time it is not possible that you will provide a definition. It will be very stupid that we are trying to give a definition of what is the meaning of technological advancement, what is the meaning of automation. We do not need a definition every time. Sometimes you just need to create a paraphrasing. You need to restate the same thing that has been told. So you are just telling there has been a significant impact on the work and the employment culture brought by the technological advancement or automation. And then when you go into the body part, you are going to provide what are the positive aspects. So the thing which brings the betterment is, there will be an increase in the productivity and efficiency in the workforce. Moreover, there are going to be new types of jobs which will be produced, such as today you are seeing artificial intelligence, social services. So many types of jobs are being produced. Moreover, there will be an opportunity to create work from home. There will be flexibility in the workforce, and we can see a more better safety can be achieved. So what are the positives of higher technology? People are going to be more productive and efficient. Different types of jobs will be produced in service sector, artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. There will be an opportunity of workforce flexibility, and more safety is going to be there. Then we are going to highlight what are the negative things that we are having. More the technology is going to come, people are going to have loss of opportunity. So people are going to lose their jobs because of machines. So this is going to bring the problem of structural unemployment. That is a problem. Moreover, as the technical advancement increases, there will be a rise in the skill gaps. There will be a rise in the skill gaps. Means the person who upgrades themselves is going to go more easier in the higher directions, and so the gap between the skilled worker and the unskilled worker is going to increase further more and more. That is a problem. It is very difficult to find the right labor for the right work. Moreover, this is also going to create an insecure job culture. And lastly, we are going to see this will also bring some good income inequalities as well. If you have a skill, you might be paid in a very good salaries. If you are not having the right skill, you might be paid like a poor migrant laborer. So here, when we look at this particular phenomena is going to bring an inclusive, you're going to write in the conclusion, we will have an inclusive and a more balanced approach, especially when it comes in the form of policy making. So how are we supposed to, just a second, how are we supposed to address? First of all, you will be creating a paraphrasing of same thing that has been discussed in the question. Then in the body part, you will talk about critical assessment. No, so in your critical assessment, you have highlighted some positive aspects. In that same critical assessment, you have highlighted some negative aspects. In the conclusion, you are going to say we need an inclusive and a balanced approach in the policy making. So what have we discussed? Uh, we have tried to discuss the three questions which are being asked from our part 4. So this is the part 4 of the video. In the question 4, in which we discussed what do you understand by the mixed methods, discuss its strengths and limitations. We have also tried to look what is the impact of gig economy on labor market, social security, etc. We have also tried to understand the technological advancements. What impact will it create? Some positive things are there, some negative things are also there. So as we see, we have discussed the section A completely. We have tried to understand question number 1 with 5 subparts. We have tried to understand question number 2 with 3 subparts. Question number 3 with 3 subparts. Question number 4 also with 3 subparts. Next, I will be discussing about how are we supposed to address section B. If you like these kind of discussion of the previous year questions, please do share these videos among the co-aspirants. We can create a network of worthy aspirants. We are trying to promote some critical thinking. We are trying to add a value and ease to our UPSC preparation. I will see you with the next section B. Have a nice day.